What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again, and we are live for another episode of Collectors Mingle, right on the dot this time. I must say, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We got a great list of topics for you guys this evening. We got the Hot Toys DeLorean with some QC issues, apparently. So we got to talk about that. We don't know really what's going on besides some collectors posting some upset photos. And I got to give a shout out, which I will, to the collector who sent me some of these. And of course, we have some happy collectors, some disappointed collectors, and so forth. That said, waitlist woes. A lot of other figures from Hot Toys are going on waitlist soon or have hit waitlist. So we're going to talk about that. The Toys Romero Joker. InArt announcing figures and releasing figures a little bit slowly. Do we have a problem with that? We're going to get the panel's thoughts on that. And Q1 Hot Toys 2023 releases. And guys, I do have a very important announcement that I wanted to let you guys know at the start of the show. So I want to let you guys know before I bring in the panel, roll the intro. We're going to have a fun one tonight, but I do want to announce this will be the last episode of Collectors Mingle. Reason being, a couple really. So I have a Friday show that I do every Friday, Lights, Camera, Collect, Lights, Camera, Kiko Collect. So we're still going to run that. We're going to run that every Friday. Do that. There's so many other forms of content that I want to bring you guys about collecting. I want to do that. There are other things in life I want to do. A lot of the news hits during the week, and I cover it on Friday most of the time. And then when Sunday rolls around, I've already covered a lot of the topics. So that's part of it. Also, it would free me up to do other forms of content. So, and there's other things in life I love besides collecting too. So I want to produce just as much content on this channel. Don't hear me. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm still going to produce a ton of content on this channel. I still do a live stream every Friday. Appear in other live streams like with Justin. But Collectors Mingle, this will be the final rodeo, so to speak. So, guys, let's make it a fun one tonight. It'll be a fun last show. And yeah, we'll go out on a bang. And then, of course, we'll do the show every Friday, which I hope you guys join us for. And, of course, all the other content that will be produced on this channel. That said, guys, it's going to be a blast. Let's roll the intro. Let's do it. Yo, what is up to the Avengers level panel? Thank you guys so much for joining us on this fine Sunday evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:32 p.m. Eastern on the dot on Sunday, March the 5th. So, guys, thank you so much for joining this fine evening. And like I said, I don't mean to start the show off on a sour, bad note. Just want to inform people so you're not blindsided. But like I said, just going to still deliver the same amount of content to you guys, but just with 2 live streams a week. It becomes a little difficult to kind of go over all the topics and make sure everything's good. So yeah, this will be the last episode of Collectors Mingle. However, like I said, Friday, would love for you guys to tune in with Kiko. Carlos will be there, Riley, some others. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of other stuff coming in the near future. That said, let's introduce this wonderful panel. And of course, we'll get to the chat as well. Mr. Carlos, Place for Collecting. How you doing this fine Sunday evening?
Well, man, I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually excited. Thank you for having me on today's last episode of Collectors Mingle. Is definitely going to be the best one, and I couldn't think of anyone else to be here but Dean and Dan, especially Dean's tongue, because we already know why. And yeah, man, it's going to be a fun one, bro. And hey, we're still going to be around. We're still going to be on Fridays, right? So me and Kiko, hey, that's a show by in itself. So thank you for having me, bro. Really excited.
Yeah, man, happy to have you. And yeah, that's part of it. I know you and Kiko are going to have that back and forth on Friday, which I just can't wait to experience. So it's going to be great. And like I said, we're going to have probably other panel members join the show as well. So yeah, it's going to be a blast. And of course, we got Cheating As Dan, Mr. 6 Scale Reviews. Dan, happy to have you here, bro. How you doing, man? It's been a while since we caught up.
Oh, man, just cheating in the background as always. Yeah, man, glad to be here. It sucks that it's the last show on Sunday, but, we're all here for you, man. Yeah. Right on for having me, sir.
Yeah, well, appreciate it, Dan. Always happy to have you, bro. Love having you on. Love your reviews, man. And just, guys, go check out 6 Scale Reviews. Dan absolutely kills it, bro. Posing, dude, sometimes I will watch Dan's videos and be like, shit, that's a really good pose. And then I'll just copy it. So I will do that. Some of like the really good posers like yourself in the community, I will do that. So
do you want to know something random?
What's up?
I bought a blurg.
No, you didn't. Did you buy the blurg?
I did.
Dude, so I don't know if I can cuss this early in the stream, but
it retails for what, $315, right?
Yeah, probably.
And $315 by itself. Toy Anxiety was selling it, and they have a 45% off. So I bought it for $180 shipped, $170 shipped, something like that.
That's pretty good, actually. Toy Anxiety was selling
Yeah,
the
it's
Blurg separately?
Yep,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
a Toy
was
Anxiety
40.
does.
Yeah.
But
they
I
part
thought
out
the
stuff.
Blurg came by itself. It's like its own figure. So they were selling.
No,
It
so
might
what
They
have
did
been
that?
parting
they
out
had
the
it with the Mando, and they took apart the
okay.
Mando, and then they sold the Blurk, and I bought it for I think 180 shipped. So I
Damn.
was like, dude, that's
I
like
probably would have bought that too,
45% off.
honestly.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I got a Blurk. So anyway,
Now you got a big space fucking catfish or whatever it is.
I
Catfish
guess
with legs.
Yeah,
like a
catfish
space
with
guess
legs.
Tadpole.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what it is, Dan. It's a tadpole with legs. So, but yeah, thanks for joining, Dan, of course. And Mr. Dean the Dream, the ladies' man, the job of the hut tongue, the man himself. Dude, Dan, I don't know if you were around for that one when we had that
Nah.
moment, dude. That's amazing. Dean
I
had a
don't
moment
think
in
I've ever
streaming
seen
history.
they all laugh that hard, dude.
Yeah, I know. That shit was a moment in streaming history.
That's pretty
dude.
funny.
So, Dean, how you doing, man?
They're pretty good, man. I was just hanging out today. Just fat, dumb, and happy. You can't really complain.
Dude, nothing wrong with that at all.
Dude, hell no,
Sounds
dude.
awesome.
Yeah.
Bills are paid, stomach is full. It's good to be alive.
Dude, I'm
Collectibles
hungry.
galore.
Collectible, yeah, dude. Look at my fucking
Yeah.
dad.
I've been
It's like
eating.
not even, dude. Like around me, it's a fucking shit show. I need to clean up all this shit.
Well, just wait until you get Game Toys Cloud with Bike from Advent Children. So
Oh, that's gonna be a statement piece.
it is, bro.
Although
It's been delayed.
I did pay, and I'm waiting for my Prime One Studio punchline to ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
Pretty dope.
That's a dope
She
piece.
should be here. She's like twice as tall as this Boba Fett, so
Yeah.
I'm
Which
gonna have to
Boba
change
Fett?
my camera angle, this quarter scale.
Let me see. Get it?
Huh?
Can you get it?
Do you want me to grab my?
No, don't. Carlos always does it. Don't fucking listen to him.
That's the
Will,
premium
Will,
format.
why do you-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's premium
why do you-
format.
That's the
Dude, it's
premium
Will.
format.
I used to have that one.
I've
It's
seen
a
that
really
in a
nice
few comic
piece.
shops, dude. I was really tempted by it.
It's really nice.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's really
you
nice.
could you could move the head around. It's on a ball peg, so you
Yep,
can
yep, you
I didn't
can.
know that.
Yep, it's dope.
Yeah, the two knee pads are the same, so it's missing like one of the knee pads is wrong. So I got a really good
shit.
deal on it.
Interesting. Okay, so they give you like two
Misprint?
right-legged knee pads. Yeah.
Yeah, but I bought it secondhand, so like
Okay.
I couldn't like email Sideshow and be like, hey, fix this.
Right,
That and it's old as shit. I've only had it like a year or so.
Right.
But yeah, it's about twice this size, so I'm gonna have to like angle my shit like way up high.
Yeah, this is the third scale right here behind me, and like it's
Oh
literally
yeah, yeah.
it's the size of almost three Module cases. So
Can you move your camera so I can see it?
Carlos just wants to see everything, bro.
Oh,
That
that's a
cape is
beautiful
amazing.
Batman.
Dude,
Yeah.
that looks dope, bro.
it's
Isn't that
fucking
Prime One,
massive.
Dan?
It's Prime One.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah.
it's Prime
Yeah,
One.
but
So
I
They
have
made it in
all
blue
the,
too, right?
they just made it in blue. Yeah, but I think that one
Is
that
it
one has
heavy?
like a very limited what's the
Yes.
edition size?
Mm.
You said is this heavy?
Is it heavy?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Pretty-
but
all
what's
third
cool?
scale.
What's cool about this statue though is the cape is actually made of PVC, so it's not resin, so it's not going
Oh.
to just snap.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
It won't snap, thankfully, unless like I really try. But 'cause that's what I was really worried about when it shipped. Because UPS, especially in my area, is fucking trash, and they tend to break stuff. Like
Yeah.
like my
You
module
live in
cases,
Texas
dude. Like,
too?
nah, I live in California, man.
Oh,
Terrible. But yeah, so like I was really worried about the tips of the cape, and they came fine. So and then I touched them, the PVC. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
do you want me to
Well,
grab
yeah,
my
the,
cap shield? Someone's asking, but
I saw Rome Moreno was asking, but it's okay, bro.
no, I just pointed it up so you can see it.
Yeah, there you go. It looks
oh
beautiful.
shit.
I
Yeah,
love
it's not gonna
that
have to
stand.
do with punchline, but she's so tall because the base is designed to have another statue in front of it,
Yeah.
which I'm
Yeah.
not gonna get. But I have all her comics graded 9.8s.
Oh, that's cool.
So her.
Oh, dude, you
cameo,
have
her first
Sonic. What is that?
appearance,
What is that Sonic? Is that a tool? Is that a statue? Yeah, grab it.
Yeah, it's the collector's edition. It's little,
That looks cool, actually. I like that.
Dude,
then
where'd you,
I
how much
also-
was that?
I also have the modern version.
That one's
How
sick,
much was
dude.
that?
These are only like $60.
Dude,
Target-
can you send me the link? Because Jaden actually loves Sonic, which is like my 11-year-old nephew.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
if
They
you can
just
send me
came
the
out
link,
with
that'd be cool.
Tails, but I haven't found it yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, Guys, thank you so much for joining. And we got an amazing super chat already. Alvin J, thank you so much.
Hey.
Rip Collectors Mingle. Thank you, bro. I know. Like I said, it's going to be a fun show, though. It's going to be a fun last show for Collectors Mingle. One last ride. It's going to be good. And yeah, it'll be fun. Thank you so much, Alvin J, for the super chat, bro. That's super, super generous of you. So thank you. And let's address the rest of the chat real quick while we can. McCoy Culture. Thank you so much, Josh McCoy. Josh is an awesome dude. Check out his channel. Such an awesome panel. Looking forward to a good show. Thanks, Josh. Leon Walker. Vixie, let's go. Linda, hello, everyone. Good to see you, Linda. I'm glad. Linda commented, I think, last time, and she said something along the lines of, oh, I was one of the 4% female viewers, and I wasn't even here this time. Like, it's okay, Linda. I forgive you this time. Joker J, gents, what is up? Alvin J, channel member. Thank you so much, Alvin, for the super chat and the channel membership. Appreciate you, bro. Seriously. Sayful, hello, everyone. Today's stream is brought to you by a place for collecting. Not really, but thank you so much. Dinesh Thea Garaja. Hey, all. Channel member. Thank you so much, Dinesh. Appreciate you, bro. Ren Santino. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday, the artist himself, Renz. Hi. Oh, man, DeLorean. We're going to talk about that. Don't you worry. We're going to talk about the DeLorean. AJ Rusa. AJ, love you, bro. Channel member. Hello, friends. Hope everyone is doing well. Good to see you, man. Nish Collectibles. Nick, good to see you, bro. Thanks so much, man. Xander. Nick said, no, I know, Nick. But like I said, we're going to go out on a fun one. Chris Sanders, hey, Will, what's up, everyone? Shelf scenes, collectors, please mingle amongst yourselves. Now, they'll still be mingling. So if I'm needed, we'll have mingling on Fridays. And of course, if you guys need me for something else, let me know. I can only tune in on Fridays sporadically. Yeah, well, hey, you can always watch the replay, Linda, and we'll have lots of other good content too. So DT Art Man, what's up, everybody? Marco Polo, Gina B. I know, Gina, we got to catch up again soon. Sad to hear it's the last Sunday episode, but glad it gives you more time to do what you like. Yeah, and I love collecting. Still, going to do everything collecting related, but just Sundays, Collectors Mingle will be no more, but still we'll have other stuff. Nicolio the Great and Powerful, send in the clowns. I guess it's like a Joker reference. I think that's what he means, Nicolio. So you're gonna have to let me know. Fourth, Mr. E. Let's see. Xander said, is it because the show sometimes ran into The Last of Us premiering? No, it has nothing to do with The Last of Us, because Last of Us is ending in 2 episodes. So yeah, I know. I hope everyone's been enjoying that. But winter is coming tonight. So really excited about that. For those who haven't played the game, you're in for quite a treat tonight. Not really a treat, but it's a really good storyline, basically. 2K3, I know 2K3, I'm so sorry. Single summer, hello collectors, looking forward to the discussions. Yes, we would get into it. Rome Moreno, thanks so much. He gave me a protein shake tip today, so I got to thank Rome Moreno for that. He's a great dude. DT Artman, Dirty Dan. I had Dan is here. It's Dirty Dan. 1-6 Star Wars Pimpazoid. Karma for Hot Toys DeLorean for everyone trashing Jesse. Well, I guess we'll see. Brad K, thank you so much. Glad we'll still see you on Fridays, Will. You're a huge positive influence on the community. Well, I appreciate that, Brad. Thank you so much for the kind words, bro. And yeah, hopefully Friday will keep people happy. Jazzy, yo, thanks so much, Jazzy. Fig Fate, channel member, the Blurg is a future Grail. Could be. Philip the Fool, good to see you, bro. Channel member, thanks so much. What? Will Carlos, Dean Dan, what's up, fellas? Romero, that Blurg is ginormous. It is. Joker J, what's a Blurg? It's a space tadpole fish thing. Austin Nicholas, good to see you, Austin. Austin and I were chatting about fitness stuff related today. So love to talk to him about that. He's the king of that. Next collectibles, that shield is hot, Carlos. Yes, it is. Let's see. Primetime reviews. Carlos, can you show that cap shield? He did. Braided Salad channel member, Last of Us hype. Oof, can't wait. Can't wait either, bro. Can't wait. Dude, that looks cool. Useby, good to see you. Useby, Sean himself. Yo. Hey, happy Pedro Pascal Day. Good to see you. What the fuck? You canceling Collectors Mingle? Yes, Jazzy. So yes, no more Collectors Mingle after this week. This will be the last one, but we will have Fridays. Lights, Camera, Kiko collects. So that'll be every Friday. And of course, tons of other reviews and there's other types of content collecting still that I want to do on this channel too. So draw the line. Hello, everyone. Single songwriter, remember to click the like button. Rome Moreno. I missed the first couple minutes. Why is this last episode? Just because, like I said, it's the amount of time. And like I said, a lot of the stuff that we cover on Fridays, we're also covering on Sundays. And it just becomes challenging when there's so many other things going on in people's lives. So Ruben, but I appreciate all the support over the years. Ruben Gomez, no football, no Will on Sundays. I know, I apologize, Ruben. What's up, Jose Hernandez? Yes, I meant Joker, not you Kings. Thanks so much. I figured you meant Joker. It's all good. Dylan Compton, worried about the DeLorean selling out and then collectors everywhere are stuck with broken wheels. Hey, it could. DeLorean failure. Sith Scale Collector. That's always a tongue twister. What's up, everyone? Hey, Will. So you and Justin going to do your discussion streams on Thursday? Yes. As far as I'm aware, that's still the plan.
I'll be joining. I'm just kidding. I won't be.
Maybe. I don't know. Hey, y'all. Lurker for the most part, but it might as well say hi for the Sunday live stream. Oh, Daniel. Well, it's good. Dude, thanks so much for saying hi, bro. And like I said, feel free to come say hi on all the videos and, of course, Friday's show, too. So that said, guys, we got to talk about this. Great Scott, QC issues, because we got some DeLorean shenanigans going on over here, and I want to share my screen. And there's a user on Facebook that had sent these to a bunch of YouTubers, including myself and Collecting Weekly, Zach, and some others. Max King, I believe was his name. So I want to bring this up. There were some DeLorean QC issues going around, and this is why we actually just had a stream on Ben Thomas's show. So if you guys want to check that out, Ben Thomas's show, go check him out. He's great, super great guy. We talked about this DeLorean and the QC issues that people are experiencing, and it varies though, because I've seen some people get it and some people been very happy with it, and then some that are getting issues like glue on the seats, the wheel. This seems to be a very common issue with the hinge in terms of making it go into flight mode. So it like the hinge is cracking, and regardless of how people are doing it, following the instructions or not, it's breaking. And then the tires seem to be problematic for some people, marks on that hinge, some of the wires with glue stains. There's a very clearly cracked hinge. That's the photo we had seen before about the seat gluing. And then there was also, I'll share with you guys before I let the panel jump in here, there was a post made too, and some people commenting some of these things. So like this, issues like that. So we're seeing problems, right? So I want to start with you, Carlos, because you messaged me about this. And I know you have the DeLorean on order, and you were asking me kind of what you want to do here. And I think there's going to be a lot of people wondering the same. What do you think? What do you think, Carlos, about these issues? Is this worrisome to you?
It definitely is, just because the DeLorean it's a pricey item. I could take this time to say, hey, and try to trash, Hot Toys, but it's just unfortunate that it's even happening. I would just want to say it just sucks for collectors right now, just because, with tax and shipping, it's coming out close to probably $1,000 or so. The QC issues is obviously going to be I think obviously a big deal. I bought mine. Now I'm going to still keep it because mine's already paid off, because I was able to get one for $690 shipped without points or anything from a US retailer. So I'm willing to go through the QC problems and exchanges just because the price was so good, that I think it's going to be worth it for me. But definitely, someone who paid full retail from Sideshow plus, taxes and shipping, if you're paying a lot of money, I could see why this is going to be really frustrating. It's going to be frustrating for everyone. But I think this goes more than that, saying that even a company like Hot Toys, that it's really unfortunate that it's happening, that making a vehicle is just difficult overall. If Hot Toys can mess up, who have a huge track record, then anyone really can. It's just unfortunate. Hopefully Sideshow is going to have enough replacements, because I know that when this is obviously going to be different, because I'm assuming that they're going to be ordering, these by the tons, by the thousands. I'm sorry, not by tons, the thousands. Also compared to like the Blitzway endoskeleton arm, it came to a point that there were so many problems that they couldn't actually offer replacements. They'd either offer like a store credit, or you just could return it for a refund. So I'm hoping that they have more than enough, and I'm sure they do, so they can offer replacements and fix these problems. Hopefully, whoever you bought this from, you're buying it from a good retailer, because some retailers, even though it's a US retailer, will not let you return this if it does arrive broken. Sideshow will. So hopefully most of the collectors did go that route. But yeah, at the end of the day, man, I think that's a pretty big deal. Obviously, $1,000 piece. The value was there, because now look at InArt and how much they're charging. But like I said, hopefully we they address this. But it just sucks, because it feels like with the Back to the Future line, the Doc Brown, with so many problems, and now this with so many problems, it just feels like maybe it's just me, but I don't feel like you can see the love. Like, I don't feel like they really put their time and effort into this, and you can kind of tell with the Doc Brown and the head sculpt, and now this. So it's just really unfortunate. And like I said, I'm gonna get mine hopefully the next month or two, and my opinion may be a bit biased, because I got it significantly cheaper. So I'm gonna be willing. Like, these problems will be problems, but I didn't pay $1,000 for it either. So
Bro.
yeah.
Even at what did you pay? $650?
$690, I think, shipped.
Bro, you should not be having these kind of problems.
Oh no, I agree.
$690.
Oh,
I'd be pissed off if I bought a real car for $690 and the wheel was falling off.
The wheel falls off.
Like,
that's a pretty beater of a car, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess
sure,
for me,
dude.
I guess for me it would be like, It's more like, well, I'm already paying under retail shipped, so I'm gonna be willing to go through these QC problems, and it's still gonna be annoying as fuck. But if you paid full retail plus shipping and tax, that's even, I could see how that can even be even worse for you. You'd be like, fuck this, I ain't going through this problems or this hassle. I'm gonna be like, no, I want to go through it because I want it for $690. You know what I mean? So maybe this means that it's gonna sit and it's gonna get super heavily discounted.
Well, the wheels aren't even supposed to turn either, from what I was told. And if you
can't
do,
even
that
roll
can break
it.
it also. Yeah.
No.
Like the wheels are not supposed to move at all. So like if you turn the wheels, you could also break this thing. So
Right.
it's very fragile, it seems. Which, Carlos, you've pointed out with the Bat Pod. I mean, the Bat Pod has a lot of fragility to it as well.
Yeah.
So obviously it's a different type of vehicle, much bigger than this.
Yeah.
This one's much bigger than the Bat Pod. But in comparison to the Tumbler, you didn't have any of those issues with the Tumbler, did you?
No, but I've said that, and everyone can buy wherever you feel most comfortable. But I will say that after owning and I own the Ecto One, owning the Tumbler, and owning a JazzSync product, JazzSync ones, now that they've hit their stride, I feel very confident to say that JazzSync makes some quality stuff. I'm not saying Hot Toys doesn't, because they obviously have, but you can clearly tell they didn't really put effort into this, because I think that we can all agree on that, or hopefully we all agree on that. So
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. Well, Dean the Dream, what do you think about this, bro? I know, like I said, you're gonna have some strong thoughts about this. What do you think about this DeLorean QC issues? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, and we're gonna go super in detail on Tuesday over on Collecting Weekly. If you guys don't get enough here, I just want. But this is honestly so unacceptable. These prices that were.
This is ridiculous right here.
Yeah, this one's pretty bad.
Yeah,
any kind
it is
of
bad.
glue left over, or maybe I could understand, like, hey, a seat wasn't glued down all the way, or maybe there wasn't enough glue and it popped off in shipping. Shit happens.
Right.
But this kind of stuff is egregious. I mean, that's just haphazardly put on an area where there should be no glue on the headrest. Like, what the what the hell
It's
is
like they had extra glue in their hands and they accidentally
That's
touched it. They're like,
crazy.
oh,
yeah,
shit.
and they were like, no one will notice that, and they shut the door and called it a day. Like,
Yeah.
this, I mean, the prices that you're talking here are so high
Well, and
that, like, all of this is unacceptable. I mean,
Yeah.
shit happens. I'll give you that, but I mean, the wire, you had a picture of it on the side where it wasn't glued in properly, and then now there's residue on the side. The hinge thing alone is alarming at how many people every day are posting, hey, my hinge broke too. At first, I was like, yo, these people don't know how to handle their shit. I was like, there's no way that these people are handling this thing properly, until like the third day where I was like, well, okay, this is getting kind of silly. And then it was like a whole week has gone by, and every day it's somebody new, and it's like, oh my God. It just feels rushed from the announcement to being in hands.
Yeah.
It's
that's true.
It seems very rushed.
Can I ask you a question?
Me?
Yeah, you. Sincerely.
Yeah.
Does this make you? I'm not sure if you're getting the '89 Batmobile, but does it make you feel one way or another about JazzSync or Hot Toys now that you're seeing this?
And people have had issues with JazzSync in the past,
Of course, yeah.
but I always kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, hey, it's a literal mom and pop. It's a guy and his dad in a garage making these things. Back in the day, I think now they have a little more streamlined.
Yeah, they've gotten bigger. Yeah.
But I don't think I ever saw JazzSync have something this egregious.
The seats are crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, this stuff is pretty bad here, but
Yeah, I think like the craziest thing I saw in JazzSync is people didn't like where the screw holes were placed, or maybe like a paint app was.
Well, I think the
Just
Justice.
I heard the
It was really heavy, and then they did a version 2 and then version 3, so that fixed the problem. But that was also their very first vehicle.
Yeah.
So
because they usually did like dioramas.
right, correct.
But Hot Toys, it'd be one thing if the first DeLorean was kind of a shit show, and they're coming out with a second one, they're trying to make it better and still, but it's like the first DeLorean
Was
damn
good.
near flawless.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a pretty good track record of making really good shit. So when this happens, it's like, what is going on over there? Like,
Yeah.
it's so beyond the norm that it's like this. I mean, I almost can't cut them any slack,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, the one
Yeah,
before I
it's
get to you, Dan,
unfortunate.
the one point I pointed out on Ben's show, and this was, maybe it's a devil's advocate point, I don't know, but as far as like the other shit, yes, I'm totally with you guys. As far as the wheel break, the seat breaking and the glue and that type of stuff, yeah. I mean, really, it's all unacceptable for the price you're paying for it. But I was kind of trying to think of a comparison here, because with the wheel with the hover mode is such an iconic part of this vehicle, and it's such a part that's been marketed very thoroughly. But it's maybe one of those situations like with Hot Toys where, you know how they give us seamless bodies? We know those look great, but you really can't pose them, because if you pose them, you're going to break it, right? Or like a skin tight suit like Black Panther. Yeah, it has articulation. The suit looks great. But if you pose him dynamically and leave those arms bent or whatever, you're going to break it probably. You're going to rip it. So I'm starting to wonder if this is just a more expensive logic, you know what I mean? Like, you can't use the hover wheels because you're probably going to break it, which is super fucking unfortunate, because that's a huge part of what this vehicle is really sold for and what a lot of people will use it for. But it's the same reason people buy Hot Toys Bane, because the seamless body looks so good, but you can't really pose it, because if you do, you're probably going to break it. So, and that's kind of where I'm coming from, Dean. It's like, I feel like it's unacceptable, but I feel like we accept it for other things with Hot Toys. You know what I mean? Like, we accept it. We accept those limitations, even though this probably could have been avoided by, Zach mentioned a really good point, having a die cast hinge instead of plastic there. Yeah. That might have solved the problem.
You can replace it. Is that not replaceable now?
I don't know, but I'm just saying that, like, maybe we do accept other things. Why not this one? But I guess maybe because this one's more expensive. Maybe that's what it is. But
I guess my question would also be like, and I'm sure Dan can probably go into it, but like, what are the chances this gets a recall?
That's what Zach recommended.
Probably none.
Yeah, he was saying it should be. Yeah, I don't know. But because Dan, I'll get to you on this one. What do you think about that? Because, I mean, the only recall that I can ever recall was Iron Man Mark 85.
But that one was like terrible.
Yeah, it was like a soft recall, though.
Terrible.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They didn't even recall
Would you say
anything.
this is worse? Can we make an argument this is worse?
I would say this is probably worse.
This is probably worse for your money. I mean, So like, I'll start off by saying, like, first of all, I'm not getting the DeLorean, so I have no, like, I guess you could say, like, I don't really know. Like, I'm not a DeLorean expert, but like, in terms of like Hot Toys and doing their QC, like, nothing that's glued down should be coming off. Let's just be honest. It's kind of annoying. Like, yeah, with other figures, like the glue and stuff, it's bullshit. Like, I hate re-gluing stuff. Like, just simple stuff that Hot Toys does, and their glue just sucks or whatever. I don't know. They don't put enough. I don't know. It dries out. But like the wheels things. So like what I've gathered, the info I've gathered over the last like couple days or whatever, is that where people were trying to roll it, and then that's why like that snapping like that. That's from what I heard, because from what I heard, these things aren't supposed to roll.
Right.
Like, so I can see it kind of looks that way too. Like if it's snapping like one or left, maybe you're trying to left or right, like you're trying to roll it and it doesn't want to do it and it snaps. So I'd say, like, if you just got this thing and you unbox it, like, I would just say, just no, it doesn't roll. Like, it don't force it. Like I didn't even know the bat pod rolled for the longest time until I saw like the little little red stopper, and I was like, oh well, I ain't gonna roll it anyway. I don't have to roll it
You're
anyway.
not gonna like ride around with an RC car.
Yeah. So like, all right, cool, whatever. But it just sucks, man. Like if it were me, I know if I paid, the full price, like I'd be pretty upset too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and then the whole hassle of shipping it back to Sideshow, like it's a hassle, man. I've had to do that before. Maybe not something this big and it's expensive. Like I know a lot of people were super excited about this, man. Like so excited for this, and to have like QC issues like this, that sucks, man. Like, but the whole seat thing not being glued, that is complete bullshit. Like objectively, even though I know I'm not getting this, like whatever, but the seat not being glued, that's crazy. I'd be so mad. Like if mine being like that.
If you're like the seat's not even fucking in.
I'd be so mad. I mean, I'd have to I'd obviously reglue it, and like the paint on the headrest, that's crazy. I don't know what that is, but
Right.
I mean, Hot Toys fucks up, man. They're not perfect. I mean, not every company is. You know, but wow, I didn't really see these pictures before until now. I only saw the broken wheels. That's crazy. I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I feel for those though, man. I feel for those who are having these issues. And I also heard someone said in the chat, some of the electronics aren't working now. Like,
I saw that.
Right.
That's wild,
Correct.
bro.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys get it all sorted out and they fucking come out with another batch that's somewhat better. But
hopefully, man. Hopefully, like they do, because that's the one I want, you know what I mean, at this point. So
dude.
Yeah, and I mean, like, and we got a really good question here. I want to address this super chat real quick. So do you guys think this goes in line? Thank you, by the way, that guy Mark, so much for the super chat. Appreciate it, bro. Do you think this goes in line with Jazz Inc. saying they went after the license and Hot Toys pushed this out fast? Might be why there wasn't much love put into it. It could be that. I don't know. What do you guys think about that theory?
Yeah, I mean, they've rushed the Doc Brown too, reusing the same.
He had hole heads, like head holes.
Like, why not retool that completely?
I think it's just a matter of like, dude, like they have so many pre-orders and they're still backed up on projects that they're just like, guys, we just got to pump these out because like, and it's not just the DeLorean, it's not just Doc Brown. I mean, it's Shang Titties, you know what I mean? And just other figures that are coming out that are just like a little questionable, you know what I mean? We expect more, but at the same time, you know, we're kind of to blame because we're like, oh, we want all these figures, we want all these characters, but now they're backed up and now they're like, hey, we want quality, but I'm like, we can't do quantity and quality. So we're kind of seeing the repercussions of our own asks, I guess. I don't know. So.
And I think it might also just be as simple as Hot Toys is overwhelmed and overextended. I think that it could just be as simple as that. I think they just have a lot of things they're trying to do and being required to do by their licensees, that specifically Disney, that they just, it's hard to keep up with all these and maintain that level of quality that you're used to. So we could be seeing a slight slippage because of that. I don't know. Do you guys think there's any credibility in that stance? Because I mean, that could be what it is too. I mean, and Jazz Inc. maybe could have influenced it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's possible. I mean, this thing came out how many months early? Like, what? I honestly don't know. Like, what, like 6 or something like that, or more?
Yeah, so it came out pretty significantly early. So
something crazy like that. So that's pretty interesting. Like, I think with Hot Toys, like they don't really do that often. Like, so I don't know. I think it's a good discussion, and hopefully Hot Toys would address it. You would think, but who knows? It's Hot Toys, man.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess we'll see, guys. I guess we'll see.
Thank you so much
for this. Yeah, it is. Thank you so much for the super chat, Mark. And again, this is not one I'm going to pick up regardless, but I do feel for the people who are paying these type of prices. I just want to present that alternative where, like, sometimes we want to be consistent. We accept certain limitations on things. For this one, you know, I think it's important as well just to recognize at least that. Although, again, this is a pretty integral feature. Like the hovering mode and the wheels flipping out is one of the main reasons that a lot of people bought it. So if it doesn't even do that effectively without breaking it in half, then it's not exactly ideal for the price you're paying.
It's like Jazzy says, imagine paying $1K for this. That's exactly what we're saying. You know, like you're paying so much for it and then it sucks. Like I said, I can empathize just because I'm buying it, but I'm not paying full price for it. So again, I just want to make sure that's clear. So anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that could influence your perception, Carlos. I mean, you know, that's, you know, and
that's why I'm willing to, maybe willing to be like, oh, you know, fucked up seats. Oh man, that sucks. But all right, let me get an exchange going, you know, but if you paid a K, you're like expecting more. I bought it for less than retail. So I'm like, I'm just happy that I got it for less. You know what I mean? So again, my opinion may be different. So.
Well, thank you guys into the chat for your thoughts on that one. I will post another poll on this next one. I want to ask you guys, because this is something that we've talked about pretty regularly on this show. I like to keep people aware and informed as to what's going on as far as stock is concerned. So with stock, I was looking at it today, actually, because I was figuring out topics for this show. And I was looking at sort of what was low stock, like last chance or whatever, and then what has actually hit waitlist. And there were some maybe that we've talked about this before, but I just like didn't really remember. I was thinking, I saw this tactical suit Batman, the Ben Affleck, that is waitlisted. The Black Adam figures are low stock. They are blue screen. Valkyrie is waitlisted. Ahsoka is blue screen at the moment. We don't know how long it's going to last. Doc Brown Cowboy, and more. Loki is another one. TVA Loki we just talked about. So there are a lot of figures that are hitting this point, and I'll show at least a few of them on screen real quick. And yeah, I mean, you can see the Black Adam figure going here, the War Machine comic version, the Neon Tech Iron Man, the Ahsokas, the Doc Brown Cowboy, this Groot that they just announced not that long ago. Yeah, right? Not that long ago. And we're starting to see these figures, at least Sideshow is saying, go to waitlist. Yeah, that should be everything.
Okay.
But I just filtered it by Hot Toys. But essentially, these are in stock ones that are apparently last chance as well. So these are kind of low stock as well, but they're in stock. So, and they've been on discount. That's probably why. So, but as far as some of these other ones like Loki, Doc Brown, Black Adam must be. I can only suspect with Black Adam that maybe he was a little bit higher of a PO originally, and then what happened with DC, everyone started canceling. So that's my only understanding of it. But Carlos, what do you think about this? And I want to share another one. I don't know if we've talked about this, but I didn't realize Valkyrie was waitlisted. Maybe I just forgot. But she's waitlisted also.
So based on the previous page that you showed, I was like, okay, you're showing some stuff that maybe it's believable, like a Doc Brown, Doc Brown. Which one did you show again?
Doc Brown, Black Adam, War Machine, Loki, Groot.
So you have Doc Brown, Ahsoka, and Loki. Now, if I'm wrong, you don't have to listen to what I'm saying, because last thing I want is for someone to be like, oh, I listen to Carlos and now I don't have my Ahsoka. If you want your Ahsoka, buy your Ahsoka. But as soon as you started scrolling, I'm like, Groot was almost gone. I'm like, guys, come on now. And let's scroll down. Here's how this is the dead giveaway that I am not going to be Neon Tech, guys. The Neon Tech, there is no way the Neon Tech is almost gone. That Neon Tech is going to be sitting here until Iron Man comes back in the Avengers. Like, that Neon Tech is not going to sell. Come on, there's no way. Like, maybe I was going to believe this, but like Groot, I'm like, okay, the Neon Tech, no. So, no, I'm sorry. I don't believe in this. I'm going to follow Optical on this one and say, make me pay, make me miss a figure, spank me if you want, but I am not going to buy this until I get a deal. I'm just the kind of collector, that's my style. If you want to buy day one, knock yourselves out. It's your money. I don't care. But for me, there's no way I'm going to be paying attention to these and saying, yeah, everyone should be buying these. Like the Batman's, no. So this is just more, in my opinion, more marketing strategies to help get you to pre-order a hot toy that it's going to be in stock. That's how I see it. So,
right. Well, I would say the most surprising one, and I saw the comment here, 6 scale actually, the Ahsoka. That's probably the most interesting one that I can think of, just because that one was announced so long ago, and we thought for sure that was going to be a popular figure and something that was going to be in stock for a while. I want to hop around a little bit here. So Dan, what do you think about this? Is this at all concerning to you? Do you have any general thoughts or feelings that are influenced based on these low stock? Are they getting you with FOMO at all, basically?
Nah, man. It's actually pretty hard to get me with FOMO. Like, I'm a tough one to crack, dude.
Too experienced for that.
I can just get from other places. I can go through other retailers. Like most other places will have it. Sideshow just kind of like, at least for me, in my experience, every time I've gone through, put myself down on the wait list, it's always converted, almost every single time. Even for some of the statues, for example, the Dark Knight Returns statue, that's back in stock, which is insane. That thing waitlisted for a couple months and then it came back. So I don't know if it's cancels. It could be a lot of stuff, but Sideshow is hard to predict, though, man. I can't. It's hard for me to really try to predict what they do, because sometimes it will go late waitlist. Like Peacemaker, that thing's never came back, right? But then I'm hearing a lot of people were getting Sideshow conversions for their wait list for the clones, just stuff like that. I'm cool, man. Like if Black Adam sells out, I know I can probably get it somewhere else. And I actually was really considering that Groot as well, but
well, you still got time.
Yeah, I still got time, but I don't know, man. It's so hard. Sideshow, they like to play games, and then sometimes they don't. Sometimes maybe the shit really didn't come back. It's just, for me, it's too difficult to predict. But I'd say for the most part, I think Sideshow is definitely trying to do a little something. But for certain things, I would say there's no way that Loki's gone, bro. Ain't no way.
What about my Iron Man, bro? What about the Neon?
That Iron Man, that's That's complete bullshit. Ain't nobody ordered that shit, bro. Like,
Well, maybe
come
that's
on,
why,
man.
Dan, they're not getting a lot because no one wants it. Maybe that's.
I mean, that could be true too. Like, you know, they could have ordered a low batch because they know, like,
But Dan,
dude,
it's an
they have
exclusive.
they have how many of these things sitting in stock right now? Like, of
Yeah,
like what
gotta be a lot.
the fucking, I know the Mark IV, and I think the one before that as well, like, are still there. Like, so I can't imagine they ordered a bunch of these. They're like, oh yeah, you know, everybody wants this. Like,
Right.
I don't know, man. It's hard. Sideshow's definitely difficult to kind of navigate, but I don't know, man. For certain things like this, I think they're playing around.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Could be. Well,
Yeah.
Dean, what do you think about this, bro? I know we got some experienced collectors on this panel here. What do you think about these sideshow, you know, low stock, waitlist figures? What do you think they're doing here?
It's all BS, dude.
Is it? All right. See, everyone's pretty confident
just-
about that.
Just from the trends we've seen over the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, it's especially with figures that aren't out yet. Like, there's just no way that they're low stock. I mean, maybe you guys have a point with the Loki. It's like they didn't order that many, so yeah. But I mean, how often are these figures just sitting on the shelves for years afterwards, and then you get steep discounts on them? Like, I have a hard time buying it that these are actually in danger of being, you know, gone.
Right.
I think it's more sideshows just trying to get you to spend money with them instead of someone else. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, if you don't want to risk it, absolutely. Like, I'm even tempted to order the Ahsoka because I really, really want that Ahsoka. And I don't even like Rosario Dawson. I just think as Ahsoka, but that figure looks so good that I'm like, fuck, I probably need to own this.
Yeah, well, she's low stock apparently.
There's definitely other retailers out there though. Like somebody was saying, you know, like yes, there's other retailers, and then there's also
100%.
resellers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And local comic book shops. So like,
Because Alvin Dan, you make a really good point. And Alvin brought that up though. He seems to think that it's pretty consistent across the board. Like, you know, maybe you're seeing other retailers that also have low stock in these items too. So, but they also carry less volume.
yeah. So I would check with your local comic book shop. I would check, you know, other retailers like Collectors Row, Collector Zone. You know, like there's so many different places that might have some still. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're worried about it,
Yeah, there's a comic book store here in town that they order, I don't know, maybe like 15, 20 of each figure. I haven't really pre-ordered a figure in like, I don't know, 3 years. I'll just call him up and be like, hey, are you getting that figure? Yeah, hold one for me. I mean, I have a good relationship with that retailer, you know, so like I can just do that.
Does his name start with an S?
It does. But like, I realize that not everybody has that luxury of just calling up the guy and be like, hey, hold one of those for me.
Right.
Or, you know,
but let's, I'm sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
oh, I was just going to say, like, if you don't want to risk it, absolutely.
yeah.
Like if Ahsoka's like a super important character, like to me, I probably might not risk it. I might call him up and be like, are you getting it? If not, I'm fucking ordering this thing right now. But again, she's gonna come out in more shows. Her outfit in the next show might be even cooler. I don't know. So it's just kind of like there are some figures like that are worth the risk, others not. Like you're gonna see Ahsoka again. If you don't own this one, it's okay.
Right.
But on something like, I don't know, like let's just say it was the Mark 85 Iron Man. You're not going to see Iron Man again. That will be the last one, right? They'll probably reissue it down the road, but like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like kind of figure out what you're comfortable with. And if you're really not, like, hey, fucking go for it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it
I mean,
only costs money.
I think at this point, if you haven't, you're either the kind of collector that you already, if you're getting day one, this conversation probably isn't for you because you already probably bought your figure. You already have your Ahsoka. You've already found somewhere. You already pre-order her. The other gets more for the collector who's looking for, you know, deals or waiting to see what's going to happen. Let's just play devil's advocate and say it sells out everywhere. As Dean said, which is a good segue into this, is that this is not the definitive Ahsoka because this is the first Ahsoka. We just don't know, right? the fact that, like you said, Dean, if it was the Mark 85, it was like a Wenwu, if it was someone that we know that character's arc is done, then you can be more aggressive, or a one-off, sure, like a Ryu, from Iconic. But let's say that it's just this, like, it sells out, and even in this market, even on those one-offs, it's not like prices are skyrocketing to 500 or 600 in the aftermarket. Even that Arena Boba Fett went up, and now it's like 320, 340 on the aftermarket. It's like, yeah, maybe you lose on some, but it's rare. Like, I don't know. I just think that for these figures that their character arc is not done, I think you're pretty safe to wait a little bit and engage if you're that kind of collector who likes to wait for deals and see what's happening. Again, if you're not that collector, you already have this, and you're like, these motherfuckers are stupid, So it is.
Yeah, and I mean, and if Ahsoka is on your essential list, like your tier 1 or tier 2 or whatever, then by all means, you probably already have her on pre-order.
Right,
If
that's
not,
my point.
Then you're going to get her now because, like Dean said, you're not taking a chance. Like for me, for example, Wenwu, Carlos, is a good example. If Wenwu hits this screen, I'm not playing. Like I'm going to pick him up, right? Because I know I'm going to get him anyway. So but as far as Ahsoka, it's a little bit different. So for me,
Correct.
but for other people, this is going to be a very popular figure and character, I think. So, but absolutely, there will be other Ahsokas. She has her own show. She'll appear in other shows. Maybe they decide to make a Book of Boba Fett Ahsoka. They could easily do that if they wanted. So, there'll be other Ahsokas for sure, no doubt about it, and some really cool ones apparently, because some of the rumors about the Ahsoka show are pretty great. So that could be.
What's the rumor?
Well, there's some rumors about a certain Skywalker showing up again and some other stuff and things like that. So,
way to kill it, Will.
Yeah, so, I guess we'll see.
Spoilers.
No, not really.
I know.
It all happens it's all Clone Wars. So, Jeff G. What's up, Jeff G? Good to see you, man. Good super chat. Thanks so much, bro. Maybe Sideshow just has many more retailers that have to provide stock to than previously, and that's why stock fluctuates a lot. Could be, Jeff. Could be. I mean, there's a lot of people buying stock, but I would assume Sideshow would still want to maintain the stranglehold on the bulk of supply, the volume, instead of selling it out to everyone else to distribute.
Dude, you and Jeff look a lot alike.
Do we?
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything, but
dude, it's a Trace Cyrus.
If you put on a hat, I'm pretty sure it looks like you super chatted yourself. So,
dude, you guys are
I
like
wish
twins.
Holy that shit. I was that clever, dude. I promise you. He does kind of look like me. It's the eyes. I think it's the eyes, Jeff.
Go get the hat. Go get your hat. Do you have your hat?
It's upstairs, bro. I can't get it. I'm hosting a show right now. But I'm not going to get it. But Jeff, thank you so much for looking like me, bro, and sending a super chat in. Appreciate you, bro.
He's Canadian. He does Canadian
like
you.
Yeah, I know, right? It's Canadian me. I have a lot of lookalikes, apparently. I have a lot of lookalikes. So, anyway, guys, I want to move on to a third-party figure here. I actually don't know shit about this character because I've never seen the film. I don't really know about Romero Joker. However, I do know that Mars Toys is popping off right now, and people are very excited about this figure. And apparently this is the final release. And I know people are really excited about it from what I've heard. Again, I've not seen the film, not familiar with the character. That said, I do think it looks like a pretty cool and colorful and exciting, eccentric figure. So, Carlos, I want to ask you this question. Is this figure any good? I don't know if you've seen this version of Joker, have you?
Yeah, so growing up, my parents would always have the 66 Batman on, and I vaguely remember the show. So I am no expert. I'm probably one of the people that I guess more familiar than you, Will, but 1 to 10, I'm probably like a 3, honestly. However, I have fucking eyes, and I can see when something looks good, and this looks really good. This is Hot Toys quality, InArt quality, 3.0 quality, your top favorite company quality. That's what this looks like. I think it looks really good. The tailoring looks good. The hair, like the actual painting and the sculpt of the hair, looks amazing. Like, this doesn't look third party at all. I think Mars Toys has knocked that out of the park. Again, I don't know if the body will feel cheap, because that sometimes can be the case. But from what I can see, from just judging a figure, because I can just, I have eyes, I think it looks pretty amazing. I think some of the head sculpts I've seen, I think it comes with 3. I think the one where he's surprised, it's probably the best one. So, hey, if people love the 66 Batman and Batmobile, which is an iconic, obviously for obvious reasons, this would be a great pickup. Definitely not for me. I do want the 66 Batmobile, but I do not want this Joker. I just want the Batmobile. So hey, yeah, this one here, that one's actually pretty cool. So I think it looks really good, man. And hopefully there's no problems with the suit or body or whatever. And I hope collectors who pick this up, they're going to really enjoy it. And it looks like they knocked it out of the park. I think, like I said, it's top tier quality, and hopefully Mars Toys keeps delivering this, because if they keep providing figures like these, I think it's going to be pretty soon that we're going to start saying that Mars Toys is the best third-party company as opposed to So Toys. And I think we can slowly start agreeing with that. If not, most of us already, at least we can, it's an, argument to be made, I guess. So,
yeah. I mean, Mars Toys is absolutely killing it. So I'm excited to see what other things they do. I mean, they're obviously pretty focused on Batman at the moment, and Batman villains, but this looks really cool, man. Like you, Carlos, I can look at this. I have eyes as well. It looks really great. Knowing nothing about the property, it still looks, this looks really good. It almost looks like a custom quality figure.
They even got his like, mustache hairs.
Right.
It's like
really
it's so good.
Yep. This is really, really good. And supposedly this is an unboxing, they said. So, supposedly it's being released soon, or if not already released. So I think a lot of people are going to be really excited to get this because it looks really high quality. But Dean, what do you know about this character and what do you think about this figure?
I don't know a ton about this Joker. I'm much too young for 66 Batman. My parents weren't 66 Batman's fans, so they didn't put it on. But I have been around the collecting community to know that this is a beloved version of the character. Some people's absolute favorite. I know that this is a figure that people have been asking for a long time. Mars Toys has done some pretty good figures in the past, so the fact that this looks as good as it does not surprise me. I think Carlos is right that this is, Hot Toys quality. I don't know about InArt quality, but it's up there. Like, and the price point. What was this? It's something stupid. It's like $145.
It's like $45.
It's like 160 shipped or something.
160
like that.
shipped. Wow.
Insane.
160 shipped. I'm about to pre-order this bitch right now.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I heard.
Still
I think, from Kit.
It might be less. Yeah, like
I didn't get this.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
What is his name of this?
I guess it would be Mars Toy. I think it's called like the what is it called?
I have no idea.
It's on the box. Prank villain.
Yeah.
Multiple outfits, tons of props, different.
It's a deluxe version.
3 different
too.
head sculpts, right?
Yeah.
Like
Box is cool.
It's insane. Now they did the 89 Joker, and that figure is like literally on par with Hot Toys. It's insane. So yeah, this is. I mean, objectively, you love to see it. Everything about this is great, I think.
Yeah. Well, Dan, what do you think about this? Do you have any connection to this character at all?
No, not really, but this is a badass picture. Him coming out of the clamshell like that. That's pretty
it's pretty creative.
That's pretty creative, man. That's really cool that they did that. Like, that actually kind of put a smile on my face. I was like, that's dope. But this looks great. I know like Mario, El Profesor, was really, really excited for this. Like when they announced it, he was so happy for this. So like, I'm excited to see him get it in hand and see what videos he puts up of it, because I know he's getting this. Also, shout out to Big Bretta out there in the chat. I'm gonna wait for his review on this as well, because he said he has it in hand. And yeah, I mean, other than that, it looks great. I know absolutely nothing about this character. This is way before my time. But I think it looks really damn good. You get 3 head sculpts. You get multiple outfits. There's a deluxe version that comes with like the surfboard and like the wave thing. That's fucking badass, dude. So this is a hell of a piece for those who are really connected to the character and who have all the Hot Toys, like 66 figures, which is the Batman and Robin. So this is gonna be like a fun picture, a fun figure to see pictures of with all the different accessories and looks. It's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be a cool figure in the community. So happy for everyone who got it, but yeah, this just is not, doesn't really hit home for me, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I think it's pretty remarkable, Dan. One of the things that I was concerned about when InArt came into the picture, and then we heard maybe J&D and some other companies would come into the 1/6 game, I was concerned third party would disappear. And the reason for that is because people only have can stretch their budget so far. They only have so much money and so much space and room, and there's only so many good options before people start to filter. And then at that point, third party would suffer. However, that has not happened because third party has elevated. Third party, I feel like, has gotten better and better because of InArt and Hot Toys and all these other companies, and they've been forced to adapt because they want to get licenses, but also they just want to survive. And to survive, you must adapt, and they're getting better and better. And Mars Toys is killing it, Game Toys is killing it. So it depends on the figure, but some of theirs are pretty killer. What's it called? Limb Toys is killing it with the Nathan Drake and the Arthur Morgan.
Yep.
There's so many third-party companies that are doing, like Pop Toys with that Scorpion. I mean, there's companies doing some really good stuff that are elevating their game and elevating the collecting game. What Limb Toys did with seamless joints, why is Hot Toys not doing that? Like, why is Limb Toys doing seamless arms with Nathan Drake, but Shang-Chi doesn't have it? Like, it's just, it's very interesting.
Did the one Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine has it, and then they just didn't do it again. So it's very interesting. But nonetheless, guys, this Mars Toys Joker looks amazing. And yeah, happy for those who are going to pick it up. So anyway, let's move on to our next topic. I want to ask you guys this question because on the topic of InArt, we've kind of mentioned them here or there, right? It's been a little while, really, since we've seen or heard much from them. I mean, they kind of teased the Harry Potter thing. They teased, I think it was like a Chinese, like Asian film, something along those lines, of a character that actually was not on the Phase 1 list originally, that was then added, augmented to the list later on. So this is something that I think people were not really aware of. But how do we feel about this? Because, I mean, InArt, one of the things that the approach that I've taken, Carlos, and we've talked about this, the Batman, the Christian Bale Batman. I sold my DX19 because I was like, okay, well, I want to wait for InArt Batman, see what that comes out looking like. That should be hopefully any time now. And then if I don't like it or it just takes too long, I'll go back and buy the DX19. That said, though, InArt is moving at a little bit of a snail's pace. They're trying to get all the Jokers out. They still haven't got all the Jokers out. Pennywise and Gandalf haven't released yet, which is understandable, but they're making announcements fairly slowly as far as releases. Carlos, does that concern you at all with how slow things are kind of moving for InArt?
So I guess for me, I would have to look at it and say, yeah, if they release faster, what does that mean? Right? Because maybe they just don't have the bandwidth to properly release quality, whatever they believe quality is, and still be able to, do things accordingly. Because then the last thing we would want is if, we want things faster, but then we get a DeLorean and we complain, well, we want quality. So they are taking their time. And now we're like, well, be faster. You know what I mean? So I think we need to decide, like, what do we really want? Because at the end of the day, if we are paying $500, or $1,000 for a Joker, then I do want them to take their time and do things right. Sure, it does seem like they are moving slow, but for the most part, the biggest problem with InArt has been the base, and which, hey, they should definitely fix that. But hopefully, they fix that for other ones, and that is their first figure. I think I would rather have them slow down and make sure that everything comes out well, the rooted versions, everything's packaged well, all that stuff comes out well. Are they moving slow? Yes, but I wouldn't want them to move faster if that means it's going to be sacrificing quality. Because again, I don't want Doc Brown, I don't want Chang Titties, and I definitely don't want the DeLorean. So quality of QC that's going on. So I want to take their time for sure. So that's how I look at it, because we can't have it both ways, clearly. So I'll rather be slower, not as many characters, give us quality, I'll wait as long as I need to, as long as we get exactly what we're pre-ordering, and they do listen. Hopefully they listen to which it seems like they have after the Aragorn, thanks to collecting weekly. So I do see that they will make changes. So that's why I look at it. Not a problem for me.
Yeah, because that Gandalf collecting weekly did do a really great job helping the community with that one. So absolutely. Well, Dean, what do you think about this? Does InArt's pace, releases and announcements concern you at all? Because I guess their thing is about quality, so it makes sense what Carlos is saying.
Yeah, it's just they came in with this attitude like, "Hey, we're gonna be the best you've ever seen."
Yeah.
But that includes a whole list of things, right? Quality of materials used, quality of the characters selected. And I think that also is keeping a schedule, you know, being on time. If you want to be the best, you got to be the best at everything, right? And they were so adamant, like the Joker is gonna come out like December 2022. And like technically it did. Like a few people got them, but so many people are still waiting. And it's like, dude, we're coming at it's already going to be the end of Q1 2023 and people still haven't gotten these things. Some people are getting their shipping notifications. Some people are still waiting for their shipping notifications. It's like, well, when is all this going to come out? Because you fucking came out, you know, big dick swinging, and we're still kind of waiting around this, like, okay, well.
But to be fair, they kind of have to deliver that, though, haven't they? I mean, arguably, they did come out in
the product they released is
and
good,
their prototypes,
but it's not without its issue either.
Yeah, it does have a few issues,
but
people's
nothing
Jokers
is
falling left and right, like just standing in the base. They like go off to work and they come home and it's fallen. It's
you are right.
Dan has one, so he can speak to that. But
Dan, you have the InArt Joker?
Yeah, he's right here.
Have you had any problems with that?
Nah, dude. I just did a review on it.
People message us that
I had problems, but not everyone has. Yeah,
they put it up and they go, you know, work, and then they come home and then their figure's face down in the detail.
Yeah, so there's there's a bit of user error to that.
You
so
should get
like, yeah, I might, but like I just want to say this real quick. Like in my review, I pointed this out. Joker's shoes are very weirdly shaped. If you don't stand them right, this motherfucker is going to fall 100%. Right. And that base makes no difference. Like you could, if you can't stand him up on his own without the base, he's gonna fall with the base. Like I promise you, he's gonna fall. So if you're not able to pose him on a flat surface alone, then the base isn't gonna help you. The magnets aren't gonna help you, because if you can't balance him straight up and down. So like I explained this earlier on Layla's channel. I think of this figure as like a Phison body. If you guys ever had a Phison body, you know how super articulated it is. And sometimes it's a little too articulated. So like you have to really work with stuff to make it level and straight and balance correct, right?
Yeah, find the center balance. Yeah.
Because like some of Hot Toys figures, like if they have like a really stiff midsection, it's really easy to get that balanced because you don't have to worry about like the extra joints. So like with Joker, it's the same thing. He's super articulated. He has a lot of moving parts. So if something's not lined up, he's gonna tip or he's gonna like fall. Like, so I kind of go back to where if you can't pose him, like, and get a full view of him, and look at him and make sure he's up and down straight. Like this is like where I was saying a lot of people were posing 1 foot on the toes and 1 foot on the heel. Like any imbalance, this thing's tipping over. So
yeah,
like this figure like really requires a little bit of skill to kind of pose, because
finesse.
Yes, just because there's so many moving parts on it, there's so much things that can go wrong with posing it. You see how I have the heels on the ground? That's how it should be, 100%. And at least on my copy, I can't speak to anybody else's, but in my copy of this Joker, the magnets are very strong. Like they're really strong. I think in one of the parts, I tried slapping like the Joker itself to move, and he just
slap him.
He went right back to where I had him. So
maybe they improved it now.
Maybe, yeah. I just got this guy in last week, so
yeah. And you got the rooted, so yeah. I mean,
where'd you pre-order from?
Dude, Toys Wonderland, bro. I was so surprised they got.
Damn,
oh shit! You got it.
Yeah,
it's first batch, baby. Kind of.
I don't know. And then what was funny is like literally like my figure was like on its way already, and I got an email saying it got delayed. So
really?
Yeah, so it was pretty funny.
That's hilarious. Well, I guess you got an earlier batch then. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Good for you.
It definitely worked out. I was very surprised when I got that. It's on the way like message. So I was like, oh shit, no way.
How's the tailoring on it though? Because I found this girl called Aries. I know we have a 6 scale cantina, but Aries is this girl that does custom work, and her tailoring looks spot on. How's the tailoring on this? Would you say it's like flimsy? It feels good, you know?
It's almost a little too good. Like it's very form fitting to the body to the point where, at least for me, I had trouble getting the head sculpt on,
dude.
because
So
of the
did
fucking
I.
collar, man. Like it's so like form fitting and tight to his body.
Yep.
Like it was very difficult for me. And like, but everything else feels fantastic. The legs, like, dude, this shit actually has suspenders in it, like for his pants.
Yep.
It's wild. So I think the tailoring is very well done. I had no like you know, like sometimes with Hot Toys, like you get those like couple stringers from like the stitching coming out. I didn't see none of those, like none of that. The tailoring was it's really damn good. It's really good. Like and I feel like the materials are really nice. Like the coat feels really good in hand. Like yeah,
It's a good looking figure.
It's a really good looking figure.
In hand, dude.
I'm 100% with you,
it's
Dan,
crazy.
bro. Getting that head sculpt on, I was like, "Fuck this!" I was just like, dude, I was just so annoyed.
Have a pair of tweezers.
Yep.
It's 100%.
See, I didn't have the tweezers originally. I think that's why mine.
Oh, dude, I would have lost my mind if I didn't have tweezers.
Yeah, I didn't have the tweezers. Yeah. I got it though
because
eventually.
because the tie it also moves around, and then
Yep.
it has an actual like tie. So like, it's not like just a clip-on tie. So like, it does go around the neck. So you got to get the head sculpt in that, and the tie is tight. So it's like, fuck, you got to flip up the collar, then get the collar back down. There's a key in the neck connector as well that lines up with the actual head. So like, there's a whole like process to getting that head sculpt on. But the tailoring looks fantastic.
So I'm assuming they're not using like generic bodies here. They're like,
no, I don't think so. No.
Especially not with the magnets and stuff.
Because he's heavy too. It's not like,
he is.
He's pretty heavy. He's not like Iron Man heavy, but he's like.
Yeah, look at all those goddamn layers, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they blend in the back of the head with the pull out part pretty effectively. Dan knows. Yeah. Like they blend that in really nicely.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're definitely delivering. It's just fucking very slow. It's like, dude, like Gandalf should already be shipping by now. And it's
that I will say they are slow, but
I will say one thing though on this Joker that I think when people start getting this in hand, what's really going to set this apart from Hot Toys, and it's not the tailoring, I don't think it's the magnets, it's none of that shit. It is the damn paint applications on the head sculpt. They are on a whole other level that I've ever seen. And like I've been collecting for like 4 years for Hot Toys and up. Like I've never seen anything like this. Like I don't have any custom pieces, so I know there's a few people out there who do, but I've never done that. The paint applications are crazy. Like in the movie, right? He's a person and he's wearing makeup. They somehow captured this in a 1/6 scale figure. And it's insane, dude. It truly is. Like I've never seen anything like that. Like, but hopefully they can still capture that with other figures that InArt releases. But yeah, man, it's a hell of a figure, dude. I was so like, it really like surprised me when I opened the box and I looked at it. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
on the shelf, Dan, it looks alive, bro. 100%.
Yeah.
And in my review, pretty much the only downsides I gave to it, and again, I wanted to be fair about it, were the magnets to me as far as getting the hands in and the base. I was like, and getting the head sculpt in, I was just like, I want easy. This is not easy. But as far as it looking good on the shelf, absolutely delivered in every way, shape, and form. Incredible. It looks, and you could do so many different poses with this guy. I've not done this grenade one that you have in this photo, just because I have the quarter scale behind me with that pose.
Yeah, with the
already.
same one. Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm not going to recapture that pose. I'll put him in a different one. But this figure is incredible.
I'm gonna ask you real quick, because you got the JR armor as well, right?
Yep,
so, like,
I do. Yep.
Does yours lean? Does yours have that lean issue?
I don't think so. No,
mine
not that I
does.
noticed.
Like
Really?
same as Joao. Yeah. So I had to put a little cardboard wedge in there to make it level.
Like it won't pop in all the way?
No,
the
it
bar
pops
cells?
in all the way and it stems down. Like it slams down all the way. Like I can't push it any farther. But then like as I was doing the review, especially like these shots, I started to know that bitch starting to go like this.
Really? Okay. I got to look at mine again.
Like,
I haven't looked at it recently, but I didn't see that when I reviewed it.
Yeah. So like I looked at it from the side and then I was like, motherfucker, it's off. Like it's off a little
Maybe it's
bit.
so heavy or something.
It is very heavy.
Yeah.
That is one thing I mentioned. It is very heavy. Like I think the total box, like I remember when I got this thing at home and I picked this box up, I was like, I thought it was gonna be like whatever. That shit was heavy. I was like, oh shit, because you know that shipper is huge. Like it's a big shipper. Like,
I've seen this.
This photo
really
was
good
dope as shit, Dan. Yeah.
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
on.
This
photo
was dope. Bro.
This photo got everyone's attention, Dan. Everyone was like, damn. And I know Kiko has been waiting for this one. Carlos has been waiting for this
dude,
one.
I tagged him in that picture.
Did you?
And, he was like, I really wish I had mine right now.
He's like the most impatient collector I know, bro. He gets like day one for everything, and this has been very difficult for him. So yeah, I just like, yeah, I know, bro. I know.
This was difficult for me, just seeing people with the sculpted. I was like, fuck, man, I want my goddamn rooted already.
I know. Well, that's how I'm going to be, of course, with Pennywise. Like if other people are getting their Pennywise before me, I'm going to be like,
that's another one I'm still debating on. Just because like now that I got this figure, I'm just like, wow, dude, what else can they do? Like, I hope they can nail everything after that the same way they did this.
Dude, I do hope Dan is, and you know, I get what you're saying about user error with the base. I do hope with Pennywise they sort of rectify the issue, or maybe give you a swap out little peg for a crotch grabber or something.
Or just put magnets all over the base. Fuck
yeah,
it. Like,
put it all
why,
over.
Why not just do it everywhere? Make it easy. Like, because like, it would just solve a lot of the problems. Because like, and also I also mentioned this in the review, and probably not in the nicest way. I said that there's a certain way to have the base. It says in the instructions, like it shows you specifically the way you should have the figure pointing, and that's with the little Dark Knight symbol in the front. Right. And a lot of people were trying to do it both ways. I'd say like common sense says copy what the picture says, right? So I copied that, and I had no problem since. He's never tipped over. You know, I've had him for like almost a week now. Like, it's definitely been, I've had no issues with it, honestly, like at all. Like even the die-cast hands, I put the hands on with the gun, nothing. No problem. Never fell off once. Yeah. I did mention though, the hands are floppy. Like the wrist pegs.
The magnets are, yeah. Well, I haven't had
the magnets. Did you press it in
the wrist
too?
pegs.
Oh, the wrist pegs. Yeah, because basically Dan knows with the wrist, it's magnetic, but you also have to push it in. Like you
got to push it in pretty far, and that sounds funny, but yes, you got to push it in. Like
it's true.
Like I showed it also. Like I physically like really like put it in there so it does not come out. And then when I had the die-cast weapon on there, I didn't have an issue. I had more of an issue with the damn magazines and the die-cast guns than the actual hands. So.
Yeah, some of that stuff is just a little bit, and this is like more, you know, I guess InArt's kind of like more like a custom level figure where you have to work with it and mess with it, and maybe some of us aren't used to that.
It's a different type of like posing that you have to do for this figure. It's not just, you know, Hot Toys with their fucking one-piece boot figures. You know, this isn't one of those. This is like there's multiple pegs in the ankles, there's multiple joints. Like you really got to play with it. You really got to make sure everything's, you know, all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
just be careful. Be very careful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, let's move on to our next topic. Before we do that, though, we have a super chat. Batman Collectibles. I'm so impatient waiting on my 2-pack. Rooted. I bought a single version sculpted. Thank you so much, Batman Collectibles. Dude, that's like Kiko level impatience right there. As much as I love my dude. Yeah, but dude, honestly, bro, like, hey, to each their own, and you're gonna get that 2-pack rooted, bro. It's gonna show up over the next. I don't know. I was thinking like I've heard maybe they're going to start shipping again in the next like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. End of March. I think you're probably going to start see these shipping out again. So hopefully they finish the rest of the batches by hopefully mid-April, but you know, it's definitely taking a while, but you know, like Carlos said, we always have to, you know, consider all that. So, so Fig Fate did ask Dan. So it's 6 scale reviews, Fig Fate, 6 scale reviews. Yeah, that's where you can find Dan. And I can post a link in the chat when we do this next topic. But okay, I want to ask you guys real quick because we're a little bit limited on time here. How would you rate the Hot Toys Q1 2023 releases? And don't you worry, I'm going to make your life easy. So yeah, we're going to talk about, and actually it goes perfect to where I need it to be. But essentially we had 11 releases thus far. And I'll just get rid of the banner to make it easy. We got 11 releases thus far in 2023, and we're March 5th. So we're getting, you know, in another 25 days or whatever, we'll be at the end of Q1 2023. And as far as I'm aware, I've been keeping, you know, catalog of this pretty effectively. I feel like maybe I don't think I've missed anything. If I have, let me know in the chat. But I want to ask you guys, what do you think of the releases thus far for 2023? Have they been mostly hits, mostly misses? I like to kind of look at these every quarter or maybe sooner and then sort of see, you know, what the trends are. So Carlos, I want to ask you, thus far into 2023, how do you think Hot Toys is doing?
Well, can you hear me? Yeah. So I think overall, Man, I would have actually said that this was actually a decent quarter because we would have gotten the DeLorean. We got an Iron Man Mark 1, which is a very iconic Iron Man. And which one else was? Oh, and because we got Captain America, Sam Wilson, which arguably is probably like one of the best figures from what I've seen and people have said, not only this year, but like even last year. It's just incredible, right? The problem is that the Mark 1, when you plug in it with the USB, because I do have it, the little fan at the back spins and you can't turn it off. So if you want to have the lights on, so it's kind of unusable. So that kind of killed it for certain collectors who like to turn on their figures. It's awesome, but it comes with its flaws. The DeLorean, well, we just finished talking about it with so many QC problems. So the fact that, Shang-Chi has big titties, Ahsoka has probably, there's so many, how would I put it? I don't like the way the Ahsoka ended up coming out as far as the head sculpt, but it was also very resembles of the prototype. Wonder Woman 84 has a giraffe neck. We have a neon tech, and we have Target exclusive King Shark. So I don't really think that Q1 was probably the best out there. I mean, it would have been a solid, but the best thing we got, I guess, is that one of the best figures in the last year, maybe year and a half, which is the Sam Wilson Captain America. So because of that, I will say that it's its only saving grace, but I guess you can say it was just I don't know if we can call it a flop because it has such a like amazing figure in there. Yeah, but it has such a long neck. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So it's just a long. And the Batman XC suit, the head scope is better, yeah. But the Batman XC suit, I don't know anything about it.
I have it right here.
It looks pretty cool.
Hey, okay, there you go. Cool. So I can't speak to that, but maybe Dan can. It looks dope, but I just don't.
Sick, dude.
I didn't realize how big of a Batman fan Dan was until I watched his collection tour, and I was like, shit. I was like, Dan is a big Batman fan.
This is Batman number.
Let me solo you.
Hot Toys. Yeah.
So yeah, dude, that's a beefy boy right there.
Oh
yeah,
this
dude.
is a big boy.
That's huge.
Yeah.
See, that looks cool. That definitely does. Yeah. Would you say like it articulates well?
I don't even know what the hell that is, but it's so cool.
Exactly. Yeah. Were we asking Carlos?
No, I was just asking if it articulates well.
Oh, dude, you want to see it real quick? Hold on.
Yeah, does it articulate well, Dan?
You want to see?
Hold on, I'll solo you again.
On, man.
Dude,
name one big Batman figure that can do that.
He can do
holding
his cock,
but damn. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I'd say that one's a win.
Put your hand up and
this thing, his arm can fully like go all the way around.
Okay.
So the armor is kind of like Iron Man armor. It looks like for the shoulder pad, it like pops out when you articulate.
You can take the cape off. You can do all kinds of stuff too, man.
So I guess we got 2 badass figures out of it. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it like on a body with like armor, or is it like a traditional action figure?
I think the chest is all one piece, like an armor, except for the split. Obviously, I think that's actual all sculpted, but then the rest of it's a body with like a suit under. Because like all the armor pieces.
Because it looked like you went all the way around on the arm.
Yeah, I went all the way around. Yeah.
Damn.
So
that's articulation.
Yeah.
Right
So
there.
the arms are separate pieces for sure.
Okay.
And then even the armor plates and panels, they all slide and up and down. So you can.
Because I have the 3-0 Berserk Guts, but that's like a giant action figure. It's not a traditional 6-scale figure with like armor.
Does anyone here have that Captain America Sam Wilson though?
Yeah, I do.
Damn, you do too.
Dope.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Dan's got everything.
Would you say that it's better than your XC suit?
I think the Sam Wilson is the figure for Hot Toys. Probably the best figure that's been released so far. I mean, this thing is this thing's incredible too. Like this is definitely close.
Yeah.
But I think that Sam Wilson cap just has a whole nother presence to it. It's fucking crazy.
Let me see.
I think it's got to be. I think technically though,
it's like way too big, dude. That the wingspan.
What'd you say? Go get it.
I tried posing it on like me and Mario show, and it's like, bro.
Well, that's the thing, Dan.
That's
So
cool.
Chrome Mando, I think, was technically Q4 of 22. So that's why if he was included in this list, that might have helped.
That'd be another one. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Because Chrome Mando is amazing. It's a really, really nice figure.
Yeah.
So
I got that coming on Tuesday.
Nice. You're gonna love it.
Chrome Mando?
Chrome Mando is amazing.
Just be
I'm
careful.
waiting for the diecast.
Dude, they make diecast parts custom, don't they, Carlos? Isn't there a custom maker?
Someone made a custom.
Yeah, and it's all Velcro, so you can just get a diecast and Velcro it on. So as long as it holds, but Other than that, yeah. But I would say, Dean, like just with the original, when you're using the rifle, if you use the rifle at all, just make sure you peg it in slowly, and then when you pull it out, because that thing, I snapped mine off in the peg. Luckily, Sideshow did an exchange for me. Yeah, Dan, Sideshow did an exchange for me, but I snapped the peg off inside the holder. So now he's got the rifle on him, and I'm just not taking it off. I'm like, it's staying on there. So But yeah. But anyway, so Dean, what do you think about this? I mean, these are the releases thus far in Q1 23. What do you think here? Mostly hits, mostly misses, kind of mediocre?
Yeah, it's very meh to me. Although, I'm mostly a Star Wars fan, so like,
yeah.
I mean, the Ahsoka, turned out pretty cool, I think. I mean, if she's just gonna stand in a very static pose, you can't pose that thing, you're gonna destroy it. Clone Trooper, it's cool. Yeah, dude, with the
she has seamless shoulders.
Yeah. Oh, right.
And arms.
Shit with that figure. Save for maybe a photo or two and then call it a day on the rest of the time you own that figure. The Clone Trooper, they're pretty cool. It's hard to fuck up a Clone Trooper, so like that's cool to see. But the Shang-Chi turned out so weird. And when it first popped up, I was like, damn, this thing looks amazing. Yeah. And then somebody pointed out the titties, and I was like,
that was me.
That was Will.
Yeah, totally. If you watch that episode live, I'm like, I do a complete 180 on that figure.
Yeah.
The Mark 1 is cool. I saw that at a comic book store. It looks pretty cool, and you got the USB, so like that's cool. You just sold me on the XC suit. I don't know what the hell that was. So maybe I'm coming around on this list. I mean, the DeLorean kind of kills it, right?
Yeah, the DeLorean. Yeah,
that took up the first half of the show.
Yeah, it did.
Neon Tech, I'll never ever support Neon Tech. I think they're fucking garbage. Sorry, if you like them, I just don't.
I have a Neon Tech.
You don't like it?
I'm sorry.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't.
I don't have one.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought it was exclusive you bought or something.
They did make a Neon Tech exclusive though. They did.
Yeah.
The Wonder Woman turned out so bad, and I was so excited for it, and it just like didn't come out good. Like the face it's just I don't really see Gal Gadot. The sculpted
they don't
hair,
like Gal Gadot.
I thought was a cool choice until now, and I'm like, oh, I don't like this at all. And then, like you said, with the neck, it looks weird. King Shark, it's take it or leave it. It is what it is. It's just it's not a very strong Q1, but it's not the worst one I've ever seen.
Right. I don't even think it's that good. I think literally 2 figures now I can say they're good.
Well, I would say Sam
Wilson.
America, Sam Wilson is a win.
Didn't the Tony Stark Mark V suit up? Was that this year?
I think that was Q4. Yeah, I think that was Q4.
The bottom from Captain America down, save for Shang-Chi, is not bad. Captain America, XC suit, Mark 1, Ahsoka, Clone Trooper. Like, those are all solid.
And I will say, Dean, I have Shang-Chi in hand, and I've written the review, and I'm just filming it now. And I will just give you guys a little bit of spoiler. The titties are a little bit of a problem, but you can work around it. It can be posed away. It can be posed away. That's a
sentence no man has ever said.
I think I've seen people fill that. Like the chest.
You can use foam. I haven't done that, Dan, but I've seen people do that and done it effectively. They take the Iron Man foam. I think Anthony, a 6-scale posers, something like that. Like, But he was posting the Iron Man foam and he put it down in there. But I was like, I got to ask him how he got it in there.
Yeah, that's wild.
Because you can't really get it in through the neck area. It's not going to go. So I'm wondering how he got it up under there.
You're not trying hard enough, bud.
Yeah, I guess so, dude.
I think the only problem though is that with the Mark 1 is that the USB feature is just unusable because you literally can't stop the fan if you want to turn on the lights. So that kind of
really?
So
the fan's always going to be running if you have it on.
And it's loud and you have to see, and then the lights won't work. So that's the only way to fix it is if you somehow cut off the batteries or power going to the fan, but then who wants to do that to their Hot Toy at that point?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah, that makes sense. Well, Dan, what do you think about this? Round this one out for us. What do you think about this Q1 from Hot Toys here?
I think it's overall, like, I think it was solid. Maybe not like amazing, but I think it was solid. Like, the Mark 1 was cool. XE suit, Captain America are all great. Like Ahsoka, I think Ahsoka looks pretty damn good. Minus she doesn't quite look like Rosario, but I think it's one of those ones where it's like it's close enough, and from certain angles, it definitely does. It can look like her. Because I think in the photography and some of the final product shots were kind of weak. So like sometimes she looked a little cross-eyed in a few of them. That's just bad lighting. But like
she does have purrs though.
Yeah. But the way they lit it, they made it because like if you have too strong light on one side and then not enough on the other, like the glow from the eye makes it look cross-eyed. So like I've seen a few in-hand pictures from Primetime Reviews. He posted on his channel, and it looks really good, I think. So I'm pretty happy with that one. And then like you guys said, the Clone Trooper, it's cool. Shang-Chi was I was Shang-Chi's pretty dope, but like I was never gonna get that figure, and especially more so now that he has like titties. So like
I got it, and I still love it.
I think it was pretty solid though. It's a solid figure though.
Let me ask you guys this in terms of the Ahsoka.
Yeah,
because for me, Ahsoka existed before. I mean, this isn't just to me, but Ahsoka existed before Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
And to me, I just don't like Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. Like, I'm just not buying it. Maybe eventually she'll win me over, but like, I don't need this head sculpt to look like Rosario Dawson to enjoy it as Ahsoka.
That's true.
Is that I could see why some people would be upset. Like, well, it's not Rosario Dawson. It's like, well, like to me, she's not Ahsoka anyway. So I'm just wondering if like that, like anybody else feels that way.
I really like her as Ahsoka, but I don't have a clue.
It needs to look like her.
Right.
Do I need the Ahsoka figure to look like the Ahsoka character from the TV show? Yes, I do. That is yes.
I get, Dean, where you're coming from though, because you can say it's sort of like a hybrid, but I do think since they're going for Rosario and that's the character they're trying to recreate, I do think it's important to capture that.
This doesn't look like Ahsoka from the Clone Wars cartoon, but like that's fine with me because like it is Ahsoka. Like it doesn't need to.
I mean, you can even say that doesn't look like Ahsoka. It looks like a frog more than anything.
It looks like John Travolta in Ahsoka.
It doesn't look like John Travolta in Ahsoka.
Go back and look at it. It's not. It's like
That's true. That's true. Well, guys, thank you for your wonderful thoughts on that one. So yeah, I think we're going to wrap it there because we have just enough time, I think, to get the outros, and then everyone's got to watch Last of Us at 9:00, so we got to do that. So guys, let's address this beautiful panel here before we say our heartfelt goodbyes for this show. Carlos, Place for Collecting, bro. Thank you for joining as always, man. Thank you for the support. What's coming up in the group? Anything exciting or new?
So at Place for Collecting, for anyone who's new here listening, it's a drama and toxic free group. So that's, one of the things we've created there. I will say, thank you, Will, for having me today. It's been so much fun on this last episode of Collectors Mingle. Really enjoyed here talking with Dan and Dean, and, what a really great way of wrapping up the show. I'm obviously going to miss it, because Sundays is going to be, it's been a little tradition going on, but to bigger and better things. So we'll move on to Fridays and do other stuff. Again, thank you for having me, and it's it's a good ride for Sunday. So,
absolutely, bro. Well, thank you for joining as always, and guys, check out A Place for Collecting, Mr. Dan, cheating ass Dan, 6 Scout Reviews. Thank you so much for joining us, bro. Appreciate you. Is there anything coming up on the channel or anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, man. First of all, thanks for having me on, man. Like I said, awesome show. Sundays will be missed. But it's all good, man. You gotta do your thing. Totally get it. Well, what's coming up on the channel? We got the XE suit. Obviously, gonna be doing a review on that. I got a few retro reviews to do as well. I got the DX16 in recently, and I filmed a review. I just have to edit it. And then what else do I got? I got Robin here, Throbbing.
Oh, you got Throbbing? Nice, dude.
So I finally got this motherfucker in right here. So I'm gonna be doing a review for him. And
Penis Robin.
Big Penis Robin.
No, it's bigger in person. Trust me.
Is it?
It's pretty fucking big. So I got that coming, and then of course, InArt review is out. If you guys want to check out,
it's quarter scale
in detail review on the InArt Joker, it is up there on the channel. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on, and for those of you in the chat, please hit that like button. And man, it's been a great one.
Absolutely, bro. Well, thank you for joining, man. And guys, check out 6 Scale Reviews. Lots of great content on Instagram and YouTube from Dan and Dre over there. So check them out. Mr. Dean the Dream, Collecting Weekly, bro. Thank you for joining, man. What's coming up on Collecting Weekly this week?
Yeah, we got a whole week of content for you guys. Got unboxings tomorrow, news on Tuesday, hangout on Wednesday, then more news Thursday and Friday. And then I don't know what we're doing Saturday, but we got a whole week of content. You guys want to come down, but thank you, Will, for having me on the last episode. What an honor. I didn't even know that. You sprung that on me as soon as I hopped
dude.
in.
I know. I wanted to keep you guys in suspense there.
Gets on our toes.
I always love, throughout the week, like, is Will going to message me? Or now I know you're not going to. I'm going to be sad.
Dude, well, if you're available
we still
on
have
Fridays, Dean, sometime.
Yeah,
we
on
still got
Fridays. Still gonna be a
shows.
thing.
Yeah, just hit me up on Fridays. That's fine.
Yeah, Fridays would be great.
Yeah, thanks everybody. I know I come on here and get my hot takes and get people riled up. And I know not a lot of people agree with me, but that's fine. That's the beauty of the show, right? Like
it is.
We could disagree and still have fun. That's important. Right. So
yep.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, Dean. Thank you for joining, bro. And guys, thank you so much in the chat for engaging in this awesome episode. It was a blast. And like I said, with Collectors Mingle, for one thing, I will say, please don't unsub or anything like that. There will be plenty more content coming on this channel. I'm not quitting YouTube. It's just this show is going away for now. Like I said, we're going to focus a lot on the Friday show. That's Friday. It's usually 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We might move it up to 5 or 5:15. We're not sure entirely yet, but it'll be around that time. There'll be plenty of clips from that. And of course, I'll be doing a ton of other content for collecting, obviously, on this channel that is not live stream related. So that's going to be the plan moving forward. And this is the last episode of Collectors Mingle. So I appreciate you guys joining in. Thank you for the continued support throughout this whole run on Sundays. It's been great. It's been an amazing show. And yeah, man, we're going to do some fun, big things on Fridays. And of course, tons of other content that I'll bring you guys. And maybe you'll see me pop up here and there on other ones too. But of course, check us out every Friday. Every Friday, we're going to have Lights, Camera, Collect live and go over a lot of the same topics and a lot of fun stuff. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. We will catch you in the next one. Have a good Last of Us and rest of your weekend. Bye. Say bye.